welcome to Busy Bee Day 3. Woo! Yay! I'm Jessica.
I'm Micah.
And I'm Lucas.
Make sure you like and subscribe. And hit that notification bell to let you know whenever we make a new video.
Yay! And keep in mind that you can communicate by typing in the comments, and we'll occasionally stop to respond to your questions. Yeah. Today, what are we talking about?
Lyme disease.
They each made pictures.
It's backwards.
Why don't you show one at a time? It looks backwards to us, but it's not backwards to them, and you've got to keep it still. There's his. And then here's his. Right? Yay! All right. So let's take a moment, and I'm going to let everybody know that we're going live. Why don't you guys talk about your day? What was your day?
So, today, my day was amazing.
Yeah.
Because I woke up. My mom woke me up at 9 o'clock because yesterday I forgot my mom told me that we could go to GameStop yesterday. And so she said that we could go to GameStop tomorrow if she wakes me up at 9. And so she said, she came over and went, "Hey, it's time to go to GameStop. Do you want to go to GameStop?" And then I said no, but then I couldn't go back to sleep, so I had no choice to go. So then I got dressed, brushed my teeth, and did everything I do in the morning. And then we went to GameStop. We got in the car. And then my mom went over to get a coffee. When me and my brother went over to GameStop. And then we looked at a bunch of things. And then our mom came. And then it started to drizzle. And then it started really raining. So then we had to get out of GameStop. And then we had to go in the car. But it was really wet and gross.
It was. But it was fun. I thought it was a lot of fun.
We came back.
What was your favorite thing that you saw at GameStop today?
The Fortnite things.
Yeah,
Fortnite.
Invite your friends. Say hi.
Yeah.
There's
Tell
two
your friends to watch us.
Yeah.
Because we're so cool.
We are cool.
Yeah.
And we're talking about cool stuff. What about your day, sir? This is Lucas.
Lucas. I'm Micah. Hello, person that
We
just
went to GameStop. We went to GameStop, and then we, on the way there, we almost saw an accident.
Yes, that
because
was
there
very
was
scary.
someone that swerved and hit someone.
Yes.
And then we came back, and we watched some videos, and then we played with Legos, and then she made us a smoothie, and we played some games.
Was it a delicious smoothie?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then now we're doing this, and then we're gonna probably eat dinner and then play games.
Yeah. Play a little bit of games. I told them if they took a break during game time to do this video, that they could play games longer. All right. I'm trying to adjust the camera so that it's better for everybody. And we're just waiting a little bit while we're waiting for some people to join.
Tell about your day.
Oh, okay. My day. You have to say 3 nice things about yourself.
You didn't look ugly.
Yeah.
No,
You want to do this first. I have spoken.
I have.
Oh, man.
You are.
So your day.
My day was good. I woke up early, and well, I didn't wake up early. I woke up late. We woke up at 10:30, and I went and told him. I said, "Hey, Mouse, you want to go to GameStop?" And to my surprise, he was like, "No, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep." I was like, "Okay." Well, I went back in the bedroom, and then he came. Hey, calm down. Are you nervous? It's okay. We have to be nervous. We have to be nervous. You know,
Ready.
it's okay. So we went to GameStop. I got coffee. That was fun. I came back, and I've just been working. I've been doing an experiment with my HempWorks, which is a CBD company, organic, vegan, all of that stuff. And I've been trying to see what happens if I do exactly what they tell me to do every day. So that's what I did. I was working with the Hemp Works, and then I was getting ready for here because we're going to talk about, here, let me get under you so you're not like in my armpit. You're like a little chickie. You're my little peep. And so today we're going to talk about Lyme disease. We're going to talk about how it affects our lives, what people need to know about it, whatever comes up, we're going to talk about it. Yeah. And I wrote down here, let me get some, can you grab that for me? I wrote some statistics down that I want to share with you guys once we can grab it. There you go. And so if you have Lyme disease, I'd love if you would just put a comment, let us know. But hopefully these statistics will jar up a little bit of questions and stuff. So I got these statistics from limestats.org. And did you know that Lyme disease is the fastest growing infectious bacterial disease in the USA?
Whoa!
I know, right?
That's insane.
I know, right? Wait, it gets even crazier. Okay, so Lyme disease is caused by a spiral-shaped bacteria called Borrelia burgdorferi. And it's most dangerous as a spiral because it can burrow through your bones, your brain, all of your organs, and it can go into biofilms. It like goes into like a little tank, right? And it's like, you can't get me. And even if you're on treatment, when those little Lyme spirochetes are in their spirochetes are in their little tank, they can't be destroyed by whatever treatment you're on, whatever you're choosing to do. So there are 100 different strains. 100 different strains of Borrelia in the USA, and there are 300 strains worldwide. Right? Which is like whatever until you consider that in the US it is twice as common as breast cancer, 6 times as common as AIDS, but has the least amount of funding. So a lot of people like mommy who has Lyme disease, we end up not being able to get like the help that we need because it's not known enough. The last statistic that was on the site was it cost $3.2 billion, but we only get $23 million research. Does that mean anything to you guys?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It is. It is. What do you think about that? And so here's the catch. The CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, they're the ones who get to say what a disease is and how it's treated, and it's totally ignored by the CDC and the health and insurance companies, and they have it set up so that the doctors are not able to treat patients with Lyme disease in a way that is actually helping, because the insurance companies are saying that Lyme, so hold on, the way it works is, the way it's determined what insurance is going to pay for and what they're not going to pay for. I know that this is boring for you guys, but
no, it's not boring.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what happens, this is how we get stuck in this hole. Okay, so the company that's responsible for saying what a disease is, the CDC, is lying. They are saying they're saying that Lyme disease is hard to get, easy to treat, easy to diagnose, just 6 weeks of an antibiotic and you'll be fine.
It's the opposite way around.
It is the opposite way around. It is very
It's easy to get, but it's hard to get rid of. I used to think that Lyme disease you get from limes. But that was when I was like 5.
Yeah.
So
What do you get Lyme disease from?
ticks.
Yeah.
Those white egg things.
And it can pass down.
That's
it
right.
can pass down.
And that's how I got Lyme disease. It's called congenital. Look, Shamika's here again.
Yeah, I said hello.
Hi,
I'm Liz.
Shamika.
Hi, Shamika.
We love you. Thank you for your support all of the time.
Hit that like button.
Yeah.
Hit that like button and subscribe.
So I have congenital Lyme disease, and this is something that, again, the CDC is not letting people know that it is easy to get, and it's passed down from mother to child. Not all of the time, but there's a percentage of the time where it is. I got it from my mother, and Lucas got it from me. He's tested positive for Lyme disease. We have not had Micah tested yet. We're working on raising the money to have the whole family tested. Also, the research is out, but it may be able to pass from partner to partner. So we want to make sure that just in case you're being safe and you're wrapping it up, right?
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
I don't have Lyme disease. I mean, we don't know yet because we haven't tested me, but we do. But I do have autism.
Yeah, he experiences. What are you? Go ahead. You talk about it.
I'm an Asperger.
That's
But
right.
I say Aspie because I like bees. And like sometimes I do this. Like sometimes I like do this on the sides.
Tourette syndrome.
Yes. And I also like do that.
Do you think that there's a chance that it could be related to Lyme disease, or do you think that maybe it's related to, genetics and stuff like that, like passed on from family?
I think it is related to Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Because it's suspicious.
Dun, dun, dun. So, what does it feel like for you? Because here's the thing with Lyme disease, it's going to feel different for everybody because it depends on where is the Lyme active in your body at the time. Where are you having your flare? And are you on treatment? Are you not on treatment? Are you eating properly? What deficiencies are you having going on in your body? So everybody's going to feel different. And that's why it's so, like if you hear one person saying, oh, I have this from Lyme, and then another person is saying, I have this from Lyme, then it can get confusing, right? And when you have symptoms and say you're with a partner, it's hard for people who have partners with Lyme disease because one minute they're feeling fine, the next minute they're laid out, right? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Just earlier, I was so worried that I wasn't going to be able to be as chipper on the line.
Tummy was not feeling good.
Out of nowhere. So anyway, we were talking about you, and we were talking about Micah being an Aspie and what he feels about going through that.
Oh, I remember a story. I don't know if it has something to do with the autism or Lyme disease, but it happened a couple years ago, and it was in Maryland.
Yeah.
We were living with Christian.
You have to give backstory. Who's Christian?
Christian is.
And let's remember that we don't want people to talk horrible about us. So
Yeah.
But you can share how you feel about it.
Christian was very mean to her mom. Christian was my mom's ex-husband, and he was not nice. He was a butcher. His dog was a butcher, and his carpet was gross. And he used my mom as a slave, kinda. Like he didn't clean his house. Servant.
Yeah.
So like my mom did all the dishes and stuff and like cleaned his house. And he didn't do any of that. And I think he just wanted to have my mom so he can make her do stuff for him.
And it was hard because I had just been diagnosed with Lyme disease, and I had started to do treatment, and then I had a hysterectomy a month later, and I got really, really sick. And so, the thing to remember about this is, as hard as that was, right? As hard as it was, it really was, and it caused a whole bunch of spin-off. What happened from that was that I learned that I had a lot of behaviors with relationships and wounds with relationships that I wasn't taking care of. And I didn't love myself. And when we don't love ourselves, we can attract other people who don't love themselves. And when we don't love ourselves, we usually don't act in a way that we're like super excited about, So it was, to me, I think Christian was an angel. I think that he came into my life, he came in quick and he left quick. And it was enough to show me that I had problems that I wanted to address because I wasn't enjoying the consequences of not addressing these things. Like I was abandoning my life and my family in order to have a relationship with someone. And when you have to do that, that's just not healthy. So I'm glad that you guys saw that, though, because you won't do that in your relationships. And it relates to Lyme disease because I ended up in relationships and situations that weren't healthy for me because I needed a place to stay. Sorry, I didn't mean to break that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a place to stay and I wasn't able to work. And that's sad to say, but it's what I'm working out of right now, which is why I'm doing all of this stuff and I'm selling the hemp works because I'm ready to be self-sustaining. Do you want to talk about?
Wait, my story.
Oh, well, we're gonna give your brother a chance to talk. So one of the things with Asperger's is that sometimes Aspies don't realize when it's time to let someone else talk, right?
Yeah,
and
that's
so
why I always want to talk, and I talk for long.
And we love hearing what you have to say. Yesterday we created a video. Well, Micah did a video reviewing his Fortnite toys, so make sure that you check that out. Okay. Aw, thank you, Nick. I really appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Nick.
Thank you. That's very nice.
She's so beautiful, the most beautiful of all beautifuls of beautiful.
Ah, thank you. So, what do you think, Lucas? What's Lyme like for you? How about when you wake up in the morning in your body? How does it feel in your body?
Sometimes it hurts
Yeah.
in specific spots, but it's not really
Can you
all
put your head
over.
up and talk?
Sometimes it's just in like my shoulder or my back.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard to move.
Right. So that affects him being able to go to school because he's tired a lot. He needs more sleep, and it's hard. It's so hard to do normal life things. So Micah goes to an awesome school.
Wow! Citrus Grove.
And Lucas is homeschooled, and we unschool, but we use curriculum too. And thank goodness for us being able to do that or I don't know what we would do because, again, due to me not being able to work because of Lyme stuff, I'm often homeless. And thank God that their dad is letting me stay here and that he's a good daddy to the boys. So I am filing for disability. And you got a question?
No.
Oh. Do I take kratom? Yes, I do. And
Yes.
I actually have a couple videos on here on my channel talking about how I do kratom. I did a review for Earth kratom. What is it? Red Mangda. Will you go check right there real quick? That flag. Is it green? Is it green Mangda or red Mangda? And I'm going to be doing more videos as I get more samples of companies.
Mangda kratom.
Oh, that's why you started following me. Yeah. This is the one that I reviewed recently. And if you have anything that you suggest, let me know.
Yay, followers!
Yay, thank you.
Woo!
Right? So, what else? 23 and kratom saved me. Oh my God. Kratom literally saved my life because I had I experienced brain inflammation. It's myalgia, encephalomyelitis, which is a fancy word for just saying that my central nervous system is inflamed. And so I have nerve pain all over, and I'm telling you, nerve pain is a pain like no other. And it's hard. It's been hard for me to treat. I was on gabapentin and Lyrica and all kinds of stuff that tried to treat it. And then, of course, I got on the opiate train, and that's just horrible. I'll have to make a whole video about that too. And then it got to the point where the opiates were affecting my life to the point where I was being a irresponsible mom. I wasn't acting really with who I was. It was like someone else took over. And so I got clean and sober from that. And then I went through a period of time where Doodlebug's trying to break a habit of biting his nails. I want to take a moment to give him a high five because he experiences anxiety and he is doing this anyway. And I want to say to you high five because you are being awesome and you're sharing really great stuff. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I love my family. So, okay, hold on. I promise I'll give you a chance. And then I tried to go without kratom for a while, and the pain was so bad I became suicidal. And I had actually begged Christian to kill me because I was afraid to do it myself at one time. That's how much pain I was in. Remember when I was sick, I went into organ failure. Remember how sick I was with the hysterectomy? You guys, they were staying with their dad. So, but I found kratom and it saved my life. Kratom and herbs have saved my life. What's the question?
I have a local supplier who has an online store. Their name is EC Botanicals. I think if you try them, you might not go back to anyone else. The owners are a husband, a wife with children,
And
are great. Okay, let's write that down. Companies to check out.
wow! Is
Don't shake
capital E and C, capital B
E.
on to cook
botanical.
Oh,
botanical.
Botanicals. Okay. I'll go ahead and contact them and ask for a sample. I'm excited. Look,
Yay!
Nick
Someone's
says he's
proud.
proud of us.
Proud.
Yeah!
How's that feel? Are you proud of yourself? Yeah. We were talking earlier about how if we don't take ourselves seriously and do this, then no one else is going to take us seriously. And Lyme disease is a serious thing in our family, and healing is a serious thing, right? I'm going to share one more statistic, and then you can share a little bit of a story. How about that? Okay. So right now, the only tests that are available, can you stop that, please? The only tests that are available for Lyme disease, which are covered by insurance, are ELISA, which is a pre-test. Can you please stop that? You might want to just move it away. Thank you. It's a precursor, a pre-test, and then there's the Western blot. And the pre-test, if you don't trip that off, then a lot of times the insurance companies will not cover the cost of the Western blot. And where the ELISA is only 50 to 65% accurate, the Western blot is about 70% accurate, but that still means that we're missing 30% of cases. And the thing with Lyme disease, they're finding if you don't get it within the first 2 weeks of contracting it, then you're kind of up the, Schitt's Creek without a paddle. And fewer than 50% of people remember getting a rash. And like we mentioned earlier, Lyme disease can be passed down from mother to child. So they won't have, a reaction. 40% of people with Lyme disease are unable to work and are filing for disability, but having a hard time to get it. I'm going to make another video about disability. I'm going to be sharing my journey and the appointments and everything. Today, I didn't have anything with it. I'm going to start filling out the application, though, this week. So pray for me. The donated blood is not tested for Lyme disease, and it is carried through the blood. So that's another thing that we want to bring up, because a person may get it through a blood transfusion and not realize that that's happened, and then realize like they have no symptoms for 2 years, and then all of a sudden they're wiped out and going from doctor to doctor trying to figure out what's going on, and the doctors are saying there's nothing wrong, and it's maddening. And yeah, it's not just from ticks. You can also get it from fleas, mosquitoes, and lice. And right now, if you don't have a kid, you probably don't know this, but there is a lice epidemic going on in our country right now and in our schools. So Lyme is undetected or under detected. I don't know. Is that what I'm trying to say?
What do you mean?
Lyme disease, not a lot of people know about it, and it's hard to get diagnosed. And you can get it even in areas where there's no ticks, which is another thing they'll say, like down south, there's no Lyme disease. But that's not true, because birds migrate. Duh.
Yeah, duh.
Animals migrate. These ticks are carried on these animals, and mosquitoes and stuff. But so that's one of the reasons why I also took Lucas out of school, because we're not sure. And if we're not sure, then I feel most responsible and centered when I'm being cautious. And so, we don't have to run that risk. But other kids may have Lyme disease and they may not be able to stay home from school. So as you can see, there's a lot of things that really need to be addressed. And I'm going to share more about my personal story, just really quick in a condensed version, after Micah shares his story, because he's been waiting so patiently. But we're going to be mindful, okay, of the time. So sit up. Talk to me, baby.
Once upon a time.
What's your story? Morning glory.
Ah! Okay, I'm going to tell you. Once upon a time, it was me and Lucas at Christian's house.
Oh, wow. We're more Christian stories. Okay. I told them that they can share whatever stories they want, because part of me doing this is helping me write my book. So I definitely want to hear it. But also, mind you, this is live.
Slash your house. So we were just sitting in the house. And then we got cereal. And then we ate it. And then my tummy didn't feel good. The end. No, I'm kidding.
You're so silly. What's your story?
My tummy didn't feel good. And
did you really get cereal? Oh, okay.
I didn't finish it though.
Oh.
Lucas did. And then I really didn't feel good. And Christian was at his work, and then you were at a meeting. And so my tummy didn't feel good, and I was like, oh, I don't feel good. And I didn't have to throw up, and it was weird. I felt like something was squeezing my tummy, like, and like I felt like I was gonna die. And then so we're like, we have to get Mom. And so we went out the house, and then we like went all the way there. And then I had to sit on the bench, and I was like, oh.
The meeting wasn't very far away.
And so we saw the building, and we were like, ah! And then we walked across the grass on the epic battlefield. And then we got to the place that we were looking for. And then I keep saying and then. So we got in the place, we opened the door. Well, we had to look for things, and then I went in the elevator. Lucas went in the elevator, and then he got there before me, and then he shut the gate because he thought that I was near him. And then I went over, and the elevator went down without me, and then he came back up, and blah, blah, blah. We met up with each other again.
Did you find me?
Yeah, we went through the door. We finally found the door.
And what happened with your tummy?
It turns out, I don't know.
Okay, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. You were so responsible by going and finding Mommy, huh?
Yeah. And then I felt good after I found you for some reason. It's like you're the cure.
Oh, I know. Do you have any stories you want to share? What do you think?
Monkey.
Why don't you share one story?
Monkey. What are your stories, Lucas?
I don't really.
How has Lyme disease affected your life, either with me or with you? What do you think?
It made it hard to go to school sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And and it
It's okay. You don't have to share if you don't want to, Betty.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
You got anything else to share, Mom?
So Lyme disease, the way it affected me and what happened was I was born with it, and I didn't have any symptoms really, as far as I know, until I was. Hi, Lee!
Hi, Lee.
Yay! Lee is always so kind. Yay!
Hi, Lee.
And so when I was 5 years old was the first time that I had, thank you, my first symptoms with Lyme. And what happened was I went numb from the waist down, and I wasn't really able to walk.
I don't remember any of them.
Well, I was 5. You weren't around. And so I had, thank you, Shanika. I had a hard time for some reason for a short period of time walking, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. So they just told my mom that I was trying to get attention, and that started a whole bunch of problems. And then it went away, and then my thyroid glands went. And I woke up one morning, you guys, I was 7 years old, and I woke up one morning and my neck was swollen out past my chin.
Oh, God.
It was swollen. My neck was swollen out. Can you put that down?
Wait, do you mean like,
seriously?
what do you mean? Like, was it like a big bubble thingy?
So my whole neck, my thyroid, it's called a goiter. And so my thyroid, which is a gland that's in your neck, it swelled up. It got so inflamed that it came out to here, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, and I was very scared because they kept saying that I had throat cancer. And my cousin had just died of leukemia, which is a kind of cancer. And so, and he was only 6, so I was very scared. And then they figured out what that was. Yeah, I was really scared, and my mommy was so scared. I had to have a lot of tests done, and then my bowels, my intestines, went, and there was times when I would go to the bathroom and I would fill the toilet with blood, like as red as my hair. And again, they couldn't figure out what was going on, and they started talking about having colon cancer, and I had to have surgery to have polyps removed. And then I got Epstein-Barr, and I always had a hard time in school, and it really affected me mentally. What is it?
Culprit of all of this. Drum roll, please, Micah. Lyme disease. Right?
That's right. And not only did it affect all of my systems, it causes, like, if you have multiple autoimmune illnesses, there is a very large chance that you have Lyme disease. And accurate testing is $400 per person. So if you want to get tested out, with an appropriate test, then it's hard to have access to that. So what I suggest is you can look up some herbal protocols for Lyme disease. The Cowden protocol, the Brenner's, there's a bunch of different herbal protocols. Put yourself on a protocol, and if you have a reaction, which is a Herxheimer, which is an exacerbation of your symptoms and sometimes worse symptoms showing up. If you have that, then you've got Lyme disease, because you wouldn't be responding to Lyme treatment if you didn't have it. So if you don't have a lot of money and you think that you have Lyme disease, then that's what I suggest. And if you don't have a reaction within 30 days, then, maybe you're fine. What's going on? What does it say?
He said, hope y'all have a beautiful night. And then he said, your mama is so beautiful and a strong woman. Guys should be so proud of her. Smiley face.
My name is Lucas.
My name is Micah.
Yay!
Together we're peanut butter cats.
What? Peanut butter kitty time. Peanut butter kitty time. Peanut butter kitty. Peanut butter kitty. Peanut butter kitty in a baseball bat. Way yeah. Way yeah. Way yeah. Way yeah. Now there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly.
No! You're contaminated.
How has Lyme disease affected your life, even though you don't have it? Has it made things hard for you, or do you think you've seen things made hard for mommy or daddy, or friends or family? No, but when you have someone in your life, it affects people around you. For example, sometimes I can't show up for plans because I'll be fine, and then all of a sudden I won't feel good. So it affects partners, because, like, when Daddy and I were together, he had to deal with a lot of stuff I was going through. I went through postpartum psychosis after the boys were born, and I was in a psych ward off and on for 4 years while I got myself back to normal. So how has it affected you guys like that? Oh, okay, go ahead. And then
my son's name is Micah too.
Oh,
hello. It's nice to meet you guys. You guys are having so much fun. It's beautiful to see. I smile.
Oh, by the way, Nick Isavoli, I think. Sorry if I'm pronouncing
it's okay. You
that
don't
wrong.
have to say the last name.
By the way, text the number on the EC Botanicals website and let them know Nick referred you. If you call it, may go to voicemail. It may go to voicemail, but they will answer text. Thank you for sharing your
Whenever
story.
you have time, thank you for sharing the story. You're welcome.
Text. Okay. Yes, you're welcome. And thank you for joining us and thank you for listening.
Have a nice day.
Did you want to share anything? We're okay. Did you want to share anything that we were talking about?
Thank you for watching this video.
Yeah. Did you want to share anything? No, I don't have anything.
I
talked about the stuff with you guys.
I drew a giant picture on the wall.
Yes.
With a dry erase marker.
I have that available on my Instagram story. We share a lot on our Instagram story and our Facebook story. I'm also on Snapchat as Gypsy Rose, and on Instagram as Jessica Lynn Ross, Metaphysical Misfit. And yeah, make sure you check out these guys' videos. And we're going to be doing new videos too as we get more equipment and stuff. We're really trying to build up
Something.
I didn't get to talk about the Lyme disease interviews. You guys can go.
One more thing to say before I go. If you want to see me young as a little kid, go watch Micah Mouse Wants to Spank, and it's really cute and funny.
It is, and it's got like 27,000 views.
Yeah.
So go ahead and like it.
Please go.
I submitted it to America's Funniest Home Videos. So maybe if
When are they doing that?
maybe if they see, I don't know. I'm waiting for an email.
Is it Gypsy Rose? Yes.
Yeah.
It's Gypsy Rose.
It's Gypsy Rose.
Yeah. With an it's I. It's not Gypsy in the traditional. It's GIPSIE.
Also, something you guys should go
Rose.
check out is Hempworks.
That's right. Thank you.
Hempworks. Go check out
Hempworks.
Hempworks.
Hempworks is a company that sells CBD oil. It is amazing for me. I'm going to be doing some unboxing soon because I just ordered some face cream, some new oil, and some CBD gummies for these guys.
Whoa! Gummies!
Hopefully it'll
Chill
help
us out.
us chill and have less pain in our body. And I'm really excited about that. I'm also part of this is doing an experiment to see what will happen if I do what they tell me to do and share stuff. But before we go, and I'm going to let them go because I feel like you guys are kind of feeling antsy. Are you ready to stop? Antsy? I'm going to finish the video. I'm going to talk to you about my mission for doing the Lyme interviews. And I'm going to be setting up a fundraiser, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about what I'm saying. What do you think? What do you think about what I'm going to be saying? But you guys go ahead and go. You're starting to bounce.
Oh, me
I
too.
love
They're
gummy bears
my
and gummy
favorite
worms.
gummies.
Yes.
They've made world's largest gummy bears and gummy worms.
On that 19.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
try it.
I'm gonna be done, and you guys can have the TV back in about 15 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Everyone has a
You
good
all
night.
have
taking
a
a shower.
wonderful night, and whenever it's
Micah
nighttime
needs to
and you're
shower
going to
first.
sleep, make sure you have a good night rest. Hope you don't have any nightmares. Please make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos to pop up so you can watch them anytime.
You're so sweet
Please
and awesome.
subscribe.
I love you. You have to take a shower
Have a
first.
nice day. Oh.
Oh, they did so good. I'm so proud of them. Okay, just remember that I'm recording, so I'll need you to be respectful with your tone.
Okay, I might be drawing.
You're gonna go take a shower right now is what you're gonna do.
Get owned by Mama. Oh, yay! Someone actually listened.
Yay.
They liked. Like
the
more.
video.
Yay! Woo!
Okay.
Have a nice day.
I don't wanna bogart everybody's time. So
Okay,
I
you
just
spend
wanna
your time telling people with your Lyme disease thing.
I'm going to go ahead and tell them about the Lyme disease interviews. If you want to talk about them, you can come and sit. It involves you because we're going to be traveling around in the camper. Do you want to talk about it? It's okay if you don't want to. It won't hurt my feelings.
I don't know.
Okay. I would really appreciate if you let me focus okay, you can come and sit, but you gotta let me focus.
Okay.
Not be
I'm
distracted.
gonna leave now.
Okay.
Like and subscribe.
I love you.
I don't know how much times I said that.
So many times that people are liking and subscribing. You're doing a great job.
Yay! Okay, have a nice day. I won't stop. I'll stop interrupting you now. Bye.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you.
Okay, so I have been really thinking about, what my plan is for this year. This year, I am determined to kill it. I am filing for disabilities. I'm not going to give up because I am worth supporting, and even if the government doesn't see that, I'm going to fight for it because I do need help and because I feel like I could accomplish more if I just had a little bit of financial support. And so I've been thinking about how I can do that. Obviously, I'm doing the hemp works. I am working on figuring out a way that I can live my life small so I don't need as much help. And so far, the way I've done that is I've moved into a camper. However, I didn't really anticipate things happening, and now I'm not staying in my camper because I can't afford to pay utilities where I'm at. And so I'm trying to figure out a way where maybe I don't have to stay with any one person. And then I was thinking, well, how can I use my experience to, better the world? Like if I'm going to be traveling around so that I'm not like a burden on people and having to, have to depend on people because, I'm responsible for myself. And it doesn't feel good when I'm constantly having to depend on other people because it's not always, it's fertile ground for dysfunction. And so I was thinking what I could do is Lyme interviews, which was a project that I had started working on a few years ago. And I feel like I'm right on the edge of that. I just need some support. So what I was thinking about doing is starting a fundraiser because what I need is a vehicle that is heavy enough and big enough to pull my camper safely. Right now I have a van, but it doesn't have a battery. And so I'm just borrowing, rides. I am planning on, I've been working on my camper, remodeling it, and I'm about to begin doing it again. So I'll be posting videos about that. I've completely gutted it and I'm about to build into it. And yes, I've done it myself. And again, because I don't want to have to depend on other people because self-reliance feels really good. Showing up for myself feels really good. And so I was thinking that I will travel around and I will visit people who have Lyme disease, and in exchange for staying on the property for maybe like a week, I can do the interview and share their story. And that I feel would at least cover like where I have to stay for half of the year at least, so I'm trying to figure out a way that works for me and also how I can use my experience to benefit, my community. And so if you guys know of any grants or or anything like that, or organizations that might be able to help, or if you'd like to donate, I am actively working on getting my business license so that I can legitimize this. My long-term goal is to acquire land. I've been looking on billyland.com, which is like a land auction site, basically. And once I get land, I'm going to build a community, a sustainable community for people that have been abandoned due to Lyme disease. That's the big goal. The little goal is getting a vehicle that I can pull my camper, because I could go on the road today if I had a vehicle that was safe to pull my camper with. And also, I'm fixing it up, and I'm going to be selling my camper so that I can get a little bit of a bigger one, because teenage boys in a 26-foot camper is tight. It is tight. So I know I've kept you a long time, and I really appreciate you being here. I am going to take the last 10 minutes here. I'm just going to go for a full hour. Not always going to be this long. Last night's video was 30 minutes because I didn't have anything to say. I do want to talk while I have some privacy about, some feelings that I have, because I am doing this so I can track my moods and my personalities. I am using this as a way for me to track memories and stuff and thoughts. And so right now what I'm going to do is just share some really personal stuff. It's kind of my video journal, so it's not going to offend me if you don't watch. But I woke up today, and what I was wondering was if I'll ever truly know myself. If I love you, Shanika. I know that we all have this, thing of, I'm trying to find myself. And I wonder, will we ever really reach a point where I'm like, yes, I know myself? Or is my experience different because of the dissociative identity disorder? And what that does is I disassociate from my experience. And I may have different personalities based on, how I'm disassociating. My cat's going to start meowing like crazy because the boys are in the shower. So I wrote, I wonder if I'll ever really know myself. Is it possible to know oneself? Because I am constantly surprised by my newness each morning. Will I ever wake up and think, this is me? I am this, and that is all. I don't really think I would like that at all, because I really kind of like, being fluid and having different personalities. It's just at the point where it's a problem because I'm not able to stay focused. What it feels like to me is often waking up it's like as if you were at work, and you come into work and you sit at your desk, and all of a sudden you see someone has moved all of your things and started a new project, and now if you don't know what that project is, then they're gonna figure it out that you don't know what's going on and something is wrong. And if people know that something's wrong, then they'll think that you're not safe. And if they think that you're not safe, then they won't want to be around you. And if they won't want to be around you, then you'll end up institutionalized or alone. So I feel a lot like I am trying to just cling to whatever life preserver I have, because I don't want to end up alone, because I can't support myself. The kitty, we don't know. Anytime someone is in the shower, she meows. It doesn't matter if she's in the bathroom. It doesn't matter if she's out of the bathroom. We've tried running the water for her in the sink. I don't know what it is. She just kind of freaks out every time whenever someone's in the bathroom. So then I wrote, as soon as I feel safe and calm, something ends up being said or done that smacks me back into reality. I'm alone and I have to figure this out, but I'm so afraid I won't be able to, because I've been trying to figure it out my entire life and I still can't figure it out. And I've been really trying. you know what I mean? Like fully, like really, really fucking trying. And it's scary to see that I'm really trying and addressing things and it's not helping. Like it's helping. I mean, I'm not suicidal anymore. I do yoga every day. I meditate every day. I'm better in my relationships. Like, I mean, it's made me a better person, but I'm still experiencing mental confusion and disassociation and stuff. And to the point where it's really drastically affecting my life. And I feel panicked because I need help and there's not appropriate help there. The mental health care system is not here to help. And I'll share in another video all about that stuff. But all I know is how to support someone else by taking care of that person and the home life. And this is how I ended up in codependent relationships. And because of not being able to support myself, I grew up part of the generation, hopefully one of the last generations, where I was taught that the way that a woman provides for herself is by being a good wife, being a good mother, taking care of the home, being a good cook, you know, boosting up your partner all of the time. Like if you can build them up, then they will be able to do what they need to do to support the family and the home. Somewhat traditional. However, what happens is I end up pouring myself into building someone else up, and then their, you know, expectations are premeditated resentments, and so, you know, discord happens. And so I'm at this place where I don't know what to do. That's why I'm doing these videos. That's why I'm doing the Humperts, because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to provide for myself. And I just want to be able to like support my kids. And I wish it wasn't so hard for me. And at the same time, I get afraid of sharing because I don't want people to think that I'm a pity party, or, you know, I don't want pity. I just want support so that I can accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, which will be a sanctuary and a refuge, not just for me, but people who have been abandoned, you know, to empower us and build us back up so that we're not dependent on the system, so that we're not dependent on people who are around us that are not capable of meeting the needs that we have. You know, we have to figure out a way to do this ourselves. I'm tired of feeling bad about it. I'm just working on creating what it is that we need. And this is what we need. This is what, you know, we need a community where we're not alone. Because like I said, but here I am. No amount of hospitality can earn me the respite I seek. I have no idea how I'm going to make this work. I'm scared. I'm going to keep moving. And so my answer to this, because to me, if I'm feeling discord, it is up to me to find happiness in my circumstances. And so first I look at, you know, am I telling myself a story that's not true? And next I look at, is it time to take action? Because sometimes we can feel really shitty when it's time to take inspired action and we're just sitting on our laurels. And so my inspired action is to, you know, basically create a space where I can offer what I needed when I was going through homelessness due to Lyme disease. I still am. I am homeless except for the fact that I'm staying with the boy's father. We're not together, but we're really great friends. He's one of my best friends. But I'm not going to stay here forever. And it's not fair, again, for him that I have to depend on him for helping me. You know, I'm not his child. And, you know, I'm grateful for his help. I'm so grateful for his help. And I really want to create a way for me to be self-reliant and self-sustaining. And so what I see, what vision, so what happened was I had quit drinking, and I'm just real quick, I had quit drinking, and I had, because the obsession to drink was lifted, I offered my life up to God, to the universe, to be used as the hands and the feet of love. And so then my life got wrecked, which is what happens. Because where I was from where I needed to be in order to be that was far away. And so what I saw needed is a community where, first of all, people can come and be heard and be seen and just be allowed time to rest and build their body back up with love. And the way I'm going to do that is have land. I'm going to invite a permaculturist to move on to the property and for free, and they'll be able to offer classes for money on the property, and they'll make a living that way, and they won't have to pay anything. And so that will get the land worked. That will also allow people who are on the property to take these classes, which is part of the agreement, so that by the end of the program, they've earned a permaculture design certificate, which will allow them to get jobs. Also, it will allow them to grow their own food so that we're not, depending on food stamps. And so we know how to take care of ourselves. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is that there's all these herbalist schools that are online, but they don't have a place to practice clinic. They don't have like hands-on experience. And so I want to be a satellite clinic for those students who will come into the clinic, and they'll be able to stay on the property while they're there doing their little intern, and they will treat the people that are in the community, thus allowing these residents to learn how to treat themselves holistically and herbally and grow their own herbs, so that, again, they are not dependent on a system outside of themselves. Also, before each person graduates the program, they are going to help someone who is about to graduate fix up their camper or build a tiny home. That way, every person who leaves with their own home and a way to provide for themselves, using the herbal knowledge as well as the permaculture knowledge, because that relates to business as well, and it'll empower people to be able to take care of themselves, and so that's my goal. Okay, my stars. Okay. I'm going to read off the comments. So Lee said, I think it's so nice of you to share thoughts and feelings with us. I know how you feel. It can be so hard to be alone sometimes. We need a helping hand and love. Yeah, and honestly, like, I've become so afraid of people, but I am a very social creature. So this is a great way to reach out. I'm really grateful for the interwebs so that we can connect this way. How come you guys don't stay together for each other, for the family? We've tried that before, and we're open to it. The thing is their dad, we just realized, has Asperger's, so that's kind of changed things, at least for me. When you don't know that someone has Asperger's because they're so high functioning, a lot of the behaviors, because they deal with emotional stuff, can feel like narcissistic tendencies. And so now that I realize it wasn't narcissistic abuse, but that came into my life so I could, heal the narcissist wound from my mother and my father. Now that I know that it's not that, it kind of changes things. And I would love to have my family back together. I will absolutely admit that. And at the same time, I love their dad enough to want what's best for him. And sometimes damage is done and you can't go back. So I work on just having like an attitude of gratitude that we can be really great co-parent and really great friends. And, if we decide to stay together, then that would be great. As of right now, I'm actively working towards and in the mindset that I am not going to be staying here permanently. So I'll let you know if that changes though. To just be like a bee. Yeah, I feel safest when I'm here, but we'll see. And I love you too, Lee. Thank you so much. So if I'm gonna wrap it up here, I love you. Thank you. I know it was a long one today. Again, not all of them are gonna be long. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you can share in groups or in messages, the more that you share, the more people we can help. Ask me questions if you have any ideas of videos or topics you want me to cover. I'm going to be going live every night, not to be rude, but for myself. But I'd like to make it interesting so we can hang out. I was thinking, I could play games or something. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys being here and joining and sharing. And thank you for liking. And my monsters are out of the shower, so they're gonna play games for a little bit longer, and I'm gonna relax. And let me know what you thought of the video.
Did they like and subscribe?
They did. Look, we got 3 people. Woo! Yay!
Subscribe too.
I don't know. I won't be able to. I don't know. I don't even know how to figure that out.
You better subscribe.
Oh well, we would love if you would subscribe, right?
Please, so big.
Go beg. If it's an alignment, they'll follow us, but I think we're pretty rad. So chances are we already have almost 500 subscribers.
We do have 500.
No, we only had 473 last time I looked, but we'll see. So
No, now I have 700 something.
if you what?
No.
No,
430.
Yeah, 433. Oh, so some people unsubscribe. Okay, because the right people are gonna find the channel. And oh, that's weird. Stop doing that. That's weird. He's got the live on the phone. Anyway, we love you. We hope we brought some clarity to your lives. And we hope you have a great night. What? Are you typing?
Yeah, I said
Aw. All right. Bye.